So I've been using YouTube as therapy, and I'm inspired to tell my own story, and hopefully it helps someone like the story's been helping me. So when I was about 8, or no, not 8, maybe 9, 10, I was molested by a family friend. Like, we was like play cousins. So that was roughly almost 20 years ago. Maybe 20 years ago. I'm 30 now. And I only told 4 people that this happened to me probably 3 years ago. So I'm just going to tell y'all everything that have happened. So growing up, I was sheltered. Not sheltered all the way, but sheltered enough where it was no sleepaway camps. It was no me spending the night at anybody's house or them spending the night at my house. My parents did not play that. So I grew up in a building that I was there my whole life. And it was like a tight-knit building. It was like, I feel like that building was like Fort Knox. Like, nobody could get in there. And everybody was like close, like family. Like, it was like everybody, we was all fake aunties and cousins and uncles and stuff like that in that building. So literally, I know everybody in that building my whole entire life before I even came out the womb. Like, my mom knew them when she was a kid or whatever. So, like I said, I was probably like 9 or 10, roughly. I can't really remember what age exactly, because it's something I put to the back of my head and try to forget. So, yeah, I'm not going to say anybody's names. Not that I felt the need to protect this person, because I feel like it's nothing, like, he should be punished, basically. But I'm not going to say anybody's names, especially as another victim, too. I'm definitely not going to say her name. So, from the beginning, he was like 4 years older than me. He's my sister's age. So, if I was 10, he was like 14 or 13 or whatever. So, it was like summertime, because I remember having shorts on. And we had a backyard. Or, not backyard per se, because I lived in the Bronx. Ain't no yards and gates and fences, like grass, and it's nothing like that. It was just like, I don't even know how to explain it. Because it was just cement. I don't know how to explain it, but we called it the backyard. So that's what I'm calling it. But it had an alleyway inside of it too that connected to the side of the building where we kept our trash, and then you could go out to the front of the building from the back or whatever. And we had like a basketball hoop back there that was like a milk carton thing, whatever, the crates that people sit on back in the day, that was cut out into a hoop. That was like, we had these long steps that would come down, and it was on top of the steps. The super would plug up the water hose back there. We had the sprinklers back there one time. We would do barbecues back there or whatever. Like I said, this building was like family. So, like I said, he was my play cousin. So, one day, when my brother, who was 2 years younger than me, the other girl is 2 years younger than me, the other victim's 2 years younger than me too, we was back there. I think her sister's like 4 years younger than me, or whatever. We was back there playing, and then he told me and the other girl to come. So he went in the alleyway and bring out a book. He told my brother to go sit on the steps and her sister to go sit on the steps. So they did that. And then he had me and the other girl, I was about to say her name, had me and the other girl in the corner, and he was showing us a book. The book had sex, like it was a sex book, like an old dirty magazine. And he showed us the book, and I didn't understand why was he showing us the book. And I can't remember if he told us not to tell, something like that. I'm not too sure. I can't really remember that. But he showed it to us a couple occasions, until one day I had went in the alleyway because I seen when he put the book, and I showed his younger brother. And his younger brother got mad and was like, why would you have this? You know, like how a big cousin will discipline, like a little cousin who showed him something inappropriate. And he took it from me. And I don't know what he did with it, but I ain't see it again. I don't know how long in between that and what happened next was like he took me and the other girl into the alley one at a time, and he just pulled down my shorts and gave me a wedgie, like when my butt cheeks was hanging out. And I was confused. And it was like I just had my pants down with my butt out for I don't know how long, but it seemed like it was not that long. And then he was like, okay, you can go. But I didn't feel him touch me, anything like that. So that happened more than once. I can't remember if it was twice or 3 times, but that happened more than once. Just nothing. Then the next time, once again, he had us go one at a time, and this time I felt something rubbing on me, on my butt cheeks. And I didn't know what it was. So then another time he had us once again with the wedgie thing. And like my brother would be there too, but he wouldn't let him come in the alley with us. So another time he let both of us was there. Me and the other victim was there, and he was rubbing something on both our butts at the same time. But I didn't know what it was. And I'm sure you guys guessed it. It was his penis. I didn't know what it was because I never felt anything like that before. I didn't find out what it was until I put 2 and 2 together when I was older and I had sex myself. So then another time is my mom, his grandmother, the other victim's mother, and another family friend. They played cards every weekend faithfully. They had spade games they take turns on who house it was going to be. So this particular time, it was at the victim's house. And she had a long L-shaped hallway. And her room was right at the door. And I was in her room, my little brother, her sister, of course her. I'm not too sure if my other little brother was there. Because he might have been 3 or something like that. He was little. I'm not too sure, but I just know us 4 definitely was there. And he came in there. He talked to his grandma, whatever for his grandma. And then he told me to come in. I'm like, what? He like, come on in the bed with me. They had bunk beds. Like those metal bunk beds. And we literally went not on underneath the bed where it's the bottom bunk. We went underneath that. And he pulled my pants down and my back was to him. And I felt something again propping me in my butt. But nothing went in it. And then he had me face him. And again, I felt something trying to prod me in my vagina. Nothing went in, and I remember distinctly hearing my brother like, ew, Lucy, because that's my nickname. I see your butt. Why I see your butt? Why is your butt out? What are you doing? And I heard the victim was like, ew, ew, like that, because they saw my butt. So he was trying to stick it in, but it didn't happen. Because, of course, I was a virgin and my vagina wasn't wet or anything like that. I just thank God that he didn't know that spit trick, because he would have got it in if he knew how to do that. And he definitely would have took my virginity. So that was the last thing something like that happened. Or maybe he did the whole wedgie thing, rubbing his dick on my butt again. I'm not too sure. I can't. Like I said, that I put that in the back of my mind. I can't remember. But that's definitely. But I can remember what happened after. So I don't know how long after, but the other victim, she told my sister, and my sister told my mom, and they had like a big meeting about it, like with his mom, but whatever. I wasn't there. But I knew he had went away for the rest of the summer, and I didn't see him. I feel like it was the rest of the summer. It could have been the rest of the year. I do not remember. But I know he didn't go to jail. And I don't think what happened, they weren't the right situations going about that. I don't think no one pressed charges. It could have been his mom talk the victim moms out of it, because she was very impressionable by that family. She listened to every little thing that they said. It was like they ran her household. Because I know they try to like do that to my mom, and my mom was not having that, because she's like, I don't pay my bills. You ain't telling me what to do. But anyway, that's about this. But that's what I think happened. No one discussed this with me, because of course I was too young. They was not going to ask me anything like this. But I know my sister came to me and was like, did he touch you? Did he do anything to you? And I said no. And she was like, don't lie. Like, did he do it? I was like, no. Like, because I don't know why I didn't say anything. So then one morning I woke up because I heard my parents say my name. Anytime my parents would discuss us in their room, and my father's loud. He's really country. And I heard him say my name. So I wake up and I'm just laying in the bed just listening, see what they talking about. And he was like, if that nigga ever touch Nucy, like, I will fucking kill him. Just like that. And that, I was like, oh my God. Because when I started thinking, like, working up the nerve, like, I'm going to say something. Like, my father said that. And once I heard that, I was like, oh my God, I'm never going to say anything. Because in my little mind right then and there, I thought, if I said something, if you kill somebody, you go to jail. So I was like, my father's going to go to jail, and my mom is going to be so mad at me because it's going to be my fault that her man is gone. That's how I thought. So I didn't say anything until probably like 3 years ago, because I kept having these recurring dreams. But that was my story. One thing I feel like, too, parents don't teach their sons either not to touch people, keep their hands to themselves. I don't even think my parents have ever discussed this with my brothers. Because your sons get this little urge and want to touch people, their hormones is raging. You need to let them know to go in that bathroom, take care of their own selves, keep their hands to themselves, because they're gonna get in a lot of troubles. Is it gonna be a girl who's gonna have a father who's gonna come and shoot your son in the face because he didn't keep his hands to himself? And if I would have told my father, oh, best believe something bad would have happened. But this is just something like I just want to get up off my chest because it affected me my whole life. It's something that I began to start to feel depressed over. Something that I started overeating because of it. It was something that made me feel scared about other guys, especially if they was older. Because in the Bronx, it's like people always hanging out on the corner stores or whatever. It'd be a group of guys. Oh, I'm crossing the street. I will cross the street. Or if I do walk past, because I have to be on that side of the walk, I will be so nervous. Like, my hands are shaking. Like, I'm so nervous. And guys in the Bronx, they have to talk to you. Like, they don't care what you look like, how young you are. They have to talk to you. Some of them like to grab out and touch you. I would lose it. I would lose it. And it also made me start feeling a different way of how I treat my daughter. How I parent her affected me. Because I was scared of other guys being around my child. Even her own father, I have told him when she was first born, I was scared to leave her alone with him. Because I was scared he might touch her. And if the first time I ever left him alone with her, I was scared. When she came home, I gave her a full examination. And it's like if she spends the night out, I'm examining her and I'm asking her a million questions and I'm rephrasing it so that way I could get the same answer. So that way if something's happening, she could slip up and tell me what it is. And I have talks with her all the time. Like, I was scared to even let her start taking a bus because I was like, you don't ever hug the bus driver. If he asks for a hug, you do not do that. You tell me and your father right away. Like, I was scared about any guy around her. My brothers, my father, I was scared because of this. But, like I said, please teach your sons, keep your hands to yourself. Because nobody needs to be a victim of something your son did. Or your daughter, whoever be touching. Keep your hands to yourself and handle yourself. But that's all I have to say. This is my story. I hope this helped someone because, like I said, YouTube have been my therapy for the past couple of months that I've been looking up videos like this. And I hope I help someone, give somebody the courage because this definitely was mine.